Good afternoon. Greeting each and every single human being in the universal greetings of peace. Hopefully, everyone is having a productive, positive day, despite the nuances. But just wanted to get on here, uh, add my little 2 cents to this topic that seems to continue to float under the radar. And of course, that has to do with uh, the truckers' protests, which also include those that are standing in solidarity across the border. Now, being right here in Michigan, in the Detroit area, right across from the border, you would think news like this would be kind of heavy especially if you're on the border of Canada. But it just seems like, with all of the truckers and everything that's going on with that, you don't get no seems like you're not getting any coverage of that hardly on any mainstream news. Why is that? Why is that? And I'm gonna play this right here. And I'm gonna end it right there. So I just want to go and have like, why is it hard for the mainstream media who likes to keep a lot of stuff in everybody's face, especially when it's dealing with bullshit? Why are they not covering this? Why are they not speaking on it? Here goes another and I have to agree with numerous other individuals I've seen covering this or speaking their point on this. At one time, the truckers were just like the nurses, heroes. Yes, yes, they are. Yes, they fucking are. I don't understand why a lot of people seem to act like they don't just trust everything coming off of that shit. But yes, they fucking are. I have to agree. So I'm gonna end it right there on that. So what is the deal? Why why has mainstream media seemed to elude, and not only mainstream media, but of course your local news channels? I think they had a, a little pinpoint story on Detroit news about it, but no in-depth coverage. Like they would go in about murders and people, homicides and get your tests and it's starting to either the rates going up or the rates going down. It's always that coverage. Now listen to this guy. This is the president of Canadian prime minister, however you want to say. But if people do the background check on this man's a globalist, just like a lot of the other leaders in powers or so-called powers. So who's telling the truth? The thousands of people that's out there supporting the truckers, plus the truckers are a globalist who's sitting up in front of everybody telling them one thing and they see totally different with their eyes. People gotta start seeing this shit for what it is, man. Call this fucking shit out, man. These folks has been lying the whole goddamn time, man. And it's fucking sad that motherfuckers will sit here and act like there is nothing strange or weird about what's going on. Why would they not be covering something where people are in solidarity about something you in a so-called democratic fashion? No, there's no violence. Everybody's standing out here. They're giving their support behind this, and basically silence. Nothing. How is that supposed to be any? Fuck, man. But this is one, had to go, get on here and share this because once again, it's just showing you the outright hypocrisy and the bullshit that the media keeps putting out here, man. You actually think they give a fuck when something like this of considerate importance right across the fucking border, they won't even talk about it. Let alone I'm right here in Michigan, right here in Detroit, and you barely hear about this shit. Something that could have a lasting effect on, you already got issues with the supply chain. And now you got some stuff going down like this. Why would you even want to continue to embolden a situation where it could make it worse than it already is? That right there should be a green light to anybody continue to go along with this stupid ass shit. And that's just real talk. These folks have done a lot of fucking lying, murdering and shit over the last couple of years. Hell, over the last 100 years, century. Because this shit is deep rooted, what these folks been doing, man. But yeah, so now you have the truckers. At one point, they were the, and I'm gonna step up out of here. They were the heroes. They were the ones just like the nurses, the ones who were doing all this. They heroes on the front line, stand here and all this other stuff. And then as soon as these motherfuckers want to try and implement certain shit that a lot of people don't support, then all of a sudden everybody turn, they pursue a movement in which they trying to destroy these folks' character and everything by saying, oh, they're anti-vax. They're this. I'm gonna go to another one. I'm gonna hold on 1 minute. Let me get to it real quick. Oh, they're anti-vax. They're this, they're that. And hold on 1 minute. I done lost my feed. Since I've been doing this, I have been learning a little bit about how to, and that's, oh man, I lost the whole feed. Have I? No, I ain't lost the feed. Hold on 1 minute. Let me get to. Okay, so now back. So now, let me get to this. Let me share this. So now, all these folks, all these people that were pumped up and were given these accolades and all that stuff. Now all of a sudden they trying to chop their heads off. Trying to malign people's characters, first of all, by adding this shit to it. Anti-vaccine. When a lot of these folks, and they letting it come out their mouth that they're not about no they're not anti-vaccination, they're not anti-vaccine, they are about anti-mandates, anti-government, telling everybody what the fuck to do, like they got authority like that, but really that's authority that people give to them instead of taking that shit back. So hold on 1 minute. So that is the argument. They are about fucking Chuck you Trudeau. That's a nice one. They are about people's freedoms, man. Human fucking freedoms and rights. Something that you were born into this, you conceived into this world with, man. Get the fuck out of here. So why would they not be saying shit like this? Why would they not be putting this up? Matter of fact, why wouldn't they even be putting this up in comparison to Black Lives Matters protests, or protests for Roe versus Wade, or protests for illegal immigration, or also for voting rights? Why wouldn't you not have footage on this? Wake the fuck up, everybody, because these folks are playing a mean game. And it's so fucking obvious, in your face, smash mouth shit. And you know, then you wonder why people say, fuck what these folks talking about, fuck what they got to say. It's all about doing what I know what is right, and providing and doing what I know is right for my family, and so forth and so forth. And those that are against any of that shit, then you see what happens. You know, they're sitting up here. Divide and conquer has been the normal thing of the day. You know, in this world that we live in, and there's no stop to the shit they're gonna do, or keep trying to pit everybody against one another. So there's no excuse why the mainstream media is not focusing on this shit. You know, matter of fact, let me go to it was something I wanted to share this shit. And this was on that. Hold on. Now these are the people that everybody look to for explanations and shit. And this is some dumb shit once again that she's involved with. She's taking the baton for the other liars and folks that stood in that position. So here we go. Now, if you believe that shit, then hell no. And so, you know, then you wonder why the immigration narrative is constantly back and forth. There's no resolution. You can't get to no agreements on anything because you have dumbass shit like that you know, people have legitimate questions, but you can't get no legitimate answers out of them. One thing I would want to know are these folks going up under the same protocols that they're putting the citizens up under, who were born and raised here? These people they putting back into society. I don't have no problem with no immigrants. Just you do it right, and these folks stop using them as a tool, because that's all these folks have been. Every country is dealing with some type of immigration issues, and you can bet that those issues have been manipulated. So I just wanted to share that to just show how dumb and stupid, once again, these so-called intelligent, so-called leaders of the world and representatives can be, and got motherfuckers caught up in that nonsense, man. So get off of there real quick. So yeah, you know, why would the media not be talking about shit like that, about the truckers protest? Guess good as mine, but you know, when you see something like that going down, it could have an effect, ramifications behind that. Dealing with goods and services, and with an already messed up environment, dealing with that. So you know, if you making it worse, how the fuck can if you sitting up here making that shit worse, then I don't understand how a person could take that shit as being anything helpful or legitimate. And I want to go to this real quick, and then I'm gonna sign up out of here. I just wanted to say, you know, put it out there that this shit going on. That of course this illustrious mainstream media, the news sources, don't want people to know because they want people to continue to think that it's all a one type of narrative. But I'm gonna go to this shit right here. Pull this up, and it's ironic that this would happen on on his visit, on Biden's visit to Pittsburgh. You know, this leads back into the whole deal about infrastructure. And why has certain shit across the country been allowed to just rot away and fall apart? And in a world where, in a country where you get all your money, you make your money, you go to work, you get your taxes, you get all this shit, all this money supposed to be set aside, allocated for different stuff like this. I'm pretty sure if you have safety, you know, a lot of these structures have to be up to code. They had to be inspected at certain times, regular basis, daily, so that you know, it won't be a safety hazard for people. So you won't be riding across a bridge and next thing you know, overpass, and you know, it's you feeling it starting to buckle and crumble. Fortunately, the people who were caught up on this bridge, there were some injuries, but you know, thankfully there was no serious incidents. But the whole energy around this is serious enough to be like, that's all they've been playing on the media. They ain't showed nothing about the truckers. They showed this. But one thing about it seemed like they was sad that nobody died. Like, why would you be? The first thing I kept hearing from people talking about this shit, yeah, there was no deaths. There was only a few injured. It's like they was sad that wasn't nobody gone behind that, which is fucked up to be thinking like that. But that's how a lot of times they sound. If they don't have no they don't have any deaths to report behind that shit, then you know, to them, it's almost like to them it's worthless even reporting on. But this is something they've been reporting on most of the day about that bridge that collapsed in Pittsburgh. I think Frisk Park, and you know, you had some people that had to go to the hospitals for different things. None life threatening, which is always a good thing. But like I said, when you look at the state of the country's infrastructures, and I mean, even here, you know, that the sad thing about it, motherfuckers would want to blame it on natural shit. Like, oh, you know, in Detroit, there have been a lot of water main breaks, and people's blocks been getting froze over from the water. You know, it's a natural occurrence in the winter time and all this stuff, you know, with that. But when you're dealing with a system, or you're dealing with outdated ass pipes and outdated systems that for some reason have never been updated, never been upgraded, shit that's 100 years old, and for some reason all this money that been coming in through tax, through this shit for infrastructure and all this stuff, for some reason none of this stuff been addressed. Now all of a sudden, with stuff happening like this, with stuff happening that happened last summer with a lot of residents in the city of Detroit that I know for sure, who their basements and everything were flooded out, and you know, everybody's up in arms like, what the fuck going on? What's up with the water authority and the sewage authority and all this? What's going on? There's your answer. Why all this shit is like this? Why all this shit is falling apart? Why these motherfuckers sitting up here enriching themselves, you know, in their own little bubbles, in their own little worlds, imposing more taxes and this and that on a motherfucker when you never see that shit really going toward what it needs to be going toward. You see it in bits and pieces. Motherfuckers shouldn't even be dealing with shit like this, man. So yeah, 10 people were injured Friday morning when a bridge that carries Forbes Avenue over Frick Park in Pittsburgh collapsed. And this is just one of many incidents that have happened over the last years. And it's like, now you got apartment buildings, you got different shit falling apart, sinkholes, shit that, you know, and people probably don't pay attention to shit like that. But all this stuff is a part of the same thing, man. It's like, why? What are they really doing with fucking money? And you know, I gotta go to this because I gotta go to this video. And I gotta see if I can find it first. But it's almost like, what the fuck are they doing with everybody's shit? We know goddamn, and if you think they doing what they supposed to be doing with it, you sadly naive. It's sad to say. You got these lying ass hypocrites telling you to do this and that and third. These motherfuckers doing all type of shit. We press to do this, we press to do that. All the time, getting taxed to death, and then turn around, and while my other motherfuckers seem to don't have to do anything when it comes to that. But then, as time rolled by, you know, all this shit that's dealing with the infrastructure. So you remember they passed that infrastructure bill. It's gonna be interesting to see how they play that shit out. Because you know damn well that shit enriching other motherfuckers. It's not meant to it's meant to go through and do some patchwork and make it seem like they doing some shit, especially when it's coming to the major cities or cities, you know, that have maybe a dire need of some stuff to be redone. And you know, let's go ahead and get 5 out of 50. And then act like that's a big accomplishment with all the fucking shit that y'all motherfuckers collecting. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Like I said, it's a blessing that nobody was hurt that bad to a point of death. And I know the media, they love to relish in death and in death numbers. And if a motherfucker don't think that, all you gotta do is look at these motherfuckers when they report on shit. It's almost like when they say no deaths, it's like it's like their heart has been broken. But soon the motherfucker, when you talk about people that have lost their life, seem like they getting an orgasm off of it. They quick to throw all that shit up. And the sad thing about it, if there was life lost, it still don't negate the fact that this shit right here could have been avoided all over the place, because the motherfucker don't really want to go in there and see how much black, white, Republican, Democrat, Asian, Native, whoever, you're being lied to, you're being used, you're being taken advantage of by motherfuckers just like those that's behind keeping the media coverage of people speaking out on this shit in Canada. So with that, stay safe, stay aware, and just want to stop in and share this little bit. And I'm gonna get on out of here. Hope that everyone continues to maintain peaceful and blessed day. And I'll be back with more coverage on something else. Since the media ain't gonna cover it, I'm gonna help everybody else. I'm gonna aid and assist with everybody else that noticed some bullshit in covering certain things. Don't give a fuck what a motherfucker gotta say about it either. So with that, peace.